A lot of times we are challenged and we find ourselves having to make certain decisions. And it's so important, especially the older that you get, that we're more mindful and we're more careful of the decisions that we make. Whenever you find that certain decisions and choices that you are making are a little bit more thought out and you're being a lot more mindful of what you're doing, that's where you start to grow and you kind of understand how important it is to make better decisions. As we learn, we grow, and making better choices is all a part of that. Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to Trish TV. You are watching another episode of Trish Talk, and today we are talking about something very, very important that is almost a spin-off from the last conversation that we just had about decluttering your soul, knowing where to begin and how that's done, what that really means. So today I was having a conversation with an important person in my life, and in the conversation they were discussing how they are actually at a point where they want to start making better choices, and they're seeing how their choices are not only affecting themselves as an individual, but also affecting friends and family around them that really do care about them. Even the smallest choice that we make can have the biggest impact in our lives in what direction that we go. So to state the obvious, no one can make us do anything we don't want to do. Even through peer pressure, influence, even if we are easily manipulated, but still no one can make you do anything you don't want to do. We make the choice to do what we want to do. No matter the consequence, we still have the freedom to make any choice that we want to make. In making choices, also not choosing to do something when a choice does need to be made is also making a choice. We choose to either be the victim of our own choice, or we can take full responsibility and the accountability of whatever choice that it is, whether it be good or bad. We talk about relationships a lot here on Trish Talk because that is where a lot of my experience comes from. That's where a lot of my choices were made that I felt I learned from the most. We learn a lot through relationships with people, whether it be friends, direct relationships, coworkers. So I'm going to give a few examples so that you kind of understand these 3 things that you have to do before you make any decision. Limit your options. So in relationships, wanting to be committed, you have to limit your options in relationships. There is always somebody for everybody, especially when you're going through a breakup. A lot of times you don't really see at that time that there's anybody else out there for you. You don't know that you'll ever be able to experience love or a good relationship, but there are so many people in the world. And just as you can be compatible with one person, you can also be compatible with someone else. However, when you're talking about being in a committed relationship, limiting your options is the most important thing. Knowing how to curb a lot of temptation that will come towards you when you're in a committed relationship and that's what you really desire is crucial. But just like we can make a choice to be with someone, we can also choose to stay committed and faithful to that one person. Is it possible that one person can fulfill all of my needs? The goal is not to find someone who can meet every single last one of your needs. Not one person can meet every single need that I have. Your goal is not to meet a perfect person who can align with every single little thing about you, but the goal is to be with someone who you can share life with, who you can grow with. And a lot of times I feel like that's where betrayal and infidelity comes in, because you're depending on one person to meet every single need. So then therefore you open up yourself to a lot of options, which is where cheating happens, which is where in a marriage, infidelity, all that happens. It all starts off with a hello, which is one little conversation. Bringing it back to making decisions, when you're in a relationship, you have a choice to be faithful. And although there's a lot of temptation out there, there's a lot of pressure out there, you can still make the choice to be solely committed to one person. Number 2, you want to weigh the pros and the cons. Should I? Shouldn't I? What are the consequences if I do? What are the consequences if I don't? So as it pertains to relationships, you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Is this temporary attention that I'm receiving, is this worth me messing up a long-term relationship with the person that I love? The aim is not, could I get caught? Couldn't I get caught? It's, why am I doing this? Number 3, this is the most important. You have to be patient. Being patient is like the microwave versus the oven. Both the microwave and the oven serve the same purpose, and that's to heat up your food. However, it's the how. One gives you quick results. One is a slow burn. Microwaves use super fast electromagnetic waves, hence microwaves. Ovens work through to generate the heat directly to your food. In the interim of waiting, you're working. You are developing character. You're learning everything that you need to know so that when it's time to make that transition, you're prepared, you're ready, because you've learned all the lessons in between that had to be learned in order to be where you desire to be. As always, I hope this video helped you and shed a little bit of light about making better life choices. Of course, we are not perfect beings. We will make mistakes, but in mistakes, you also learn from them. As always, thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.